Before you experience the men of Sex and the City, we wanted to remind you that your favorite gals are always there when you need them. Get carried away with the girls and relive all your favorite Sex and the City moments on DVD and digital download. Reunite with Carrie, Miranda, Charlotte, and Samantha to experience all the fun, all the fabulous fashions, and of course, the friendship. Being single in the city has never been this much fun.
Hello.
Hello.
Welcome to the DVD Extra, The Men.
I'm Kelly. He's Regis.
I am?
Yes, you
Why?
are.
Because of my age?
Because you're older and I'm young and blonde.
The headline was supposed to be The Men of Sex and the City, but apparently it's now The Gay Men of Sex and the City.
Well, actually, we're going to be talking about the men of Sex and the City.
The Men of Sex and the City, and it all boiled down to me and you.
You know, I'm so happy that you chose me.
Well, you are a man.
I feel like the chosen one.
You are the chosen man. You know why?
Why?
You have A, a penis,
Yes.
and B, you're bitchy.
And I know a good man and I see one. Oh, yeah. All right, go ahead.
One of the things that Sex and the City has been known for its entire life, from the evolution from the TV series through the first blockbuster movie,
yes,
and now hopefully to the sequel, is that we have good men. We have good men playing bad men. We have sexy men playing dysfunctionally sexy men. We have a good casting eye on Sex and the City. I have to say, it is one of my superpowers.
And you know, don't you think that's a huge percentage of the job?
I think it is, especially when you're talking about a dynamic, about what makes someone sexy. And on Sex and the City, all the men not only have to be sexy, but there's usually a joke attached.
And there has been a smorgasbord of sexy men on Sex and the City.
There has been.
A smorgasbord.
So, Mario Cantone, congratulations on your recent wedding to Stanford Blatch.
Yes, we're married now.
Actually, Anthony is married. Mario is not married.
No, Mario's not married.
How was the wedding for you?
The wedding was like a Busby Berkeley musical. I walked on that set and went, can you believe this place? It looks like the Snow Queen exploded. Stanford gets the wedding of his dreams and I get to cheat.
You're allowed to cheat because you're gay?
No, because I'm Italian.
All right, let's talk about the guys. We'll start with Carrie. Okay, so we've got to talk about Mr. Big. Give me the pluses and the minuses of Mr. Big.
You know what I loved about Mr. Big is the journey of his character. He just was like a light switch. It was on and off with her. He went back and forth with her. He tortured her life pretty much. But he really came to his senses after 6 years and said, you're the one. I want you. And lo and behold, now they're married. And I think that journey is unexpected, surprising, and really wonderful and moving at the same time.
I think that one of the reasons that women are so drawn to Mr. Big as a character is because I think Chris has that innate maleness that's like, I'm out of here.
Take your time. You know, shower. There's stuff in the kitchen if you're hungry. What?
Could I feel any more like a hooker?
And he's no nonsense, too.
No, he's no nonsense, and you have to work for it.
Are you on a date?
Sort of. Are you okay?
Oh, sure. I was just, you know, I just didn't realize you were dating other women.
Well, not a lot of other women.
Oh.
He recently said to an interviewer who asked him about Mr. Big's evolution, he said, I think he's a guy who went from a cool head to a warm heart.
Why'd you get a black diamond?
Because you're not like anyone else.
Ah, that's a relief. I thought you were going to say it's the color of my soul.
And I thought it was very profound.
That's very true. So at this point, yeah, I'm a big guy.
And Aiden, of course.
And I loved Aiden. He was so sweet, and he was, you know, he really loved me.
Hey, there you go.
You should get that creature a chew toy or something.
Look, to his credit, he only picks the best-looking ladies.
You can't imagine how flattered I am.
Well, we had
Very
Aiden,
much.
and then we had Action Aiden.
Yeah.
First Aiden came in, he was floppy.
Yeah.
Long floppy
Yeah, and
hair,
then he was like-
working the turquoise and the belly. The manness, you know,
Yes,
the straight
he was
guyness.
more just like, this is my body, and hey,
I'm
it's
a
sexy
straight guy.
anyway.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. That we wanted to bring him back, and some of the writers said, I hate the turquoise, and he's a little heavy.
And then he cut his hair, and it was like, "Ka-choom!"
And then he got to come back in the second movie, and it was so great.
It's great.
This is the best mirage that I've ever had. Come here, you. Ah!
That was my version of the release the Kraken in the Clash of the Titans.
Yeah.
They say release the Kraken, like, and I was like, release the Aiden. Watch what happens.
I kissed Aiden.
I knew it!
I know you know it. I played with fire. I'm so mad at myself.
Let's talk about Burger.
Well, this blows. Had my special outfit all picked out for tonight.
I got the tickets.
All right, then I got the popcorn and the assorted chocolate goodness.
Ron Livingston played Burger.
Very nice guy.
Ron is a great guy. Burger was a neurotic writer.
Yeah, neurotic and kind of,
Yeah, I knew it was going to be a bad ride for him. He is one of those guys, you know, that you think, yeah, I get it, but I don't get it.
Yeah.
And he was a writer, and he reflected the guys that the women in the writing room went out with more than any other guy in the
Really?
show. Yeah,
Well,
that
that
was
he-
the most realistic of all the guys.
Yeah.
Burger broke up with me on a Post-it.
On a Post-it?
Uh-huh. Read it and weep, my friends.
I thought you were gonna break up with him.
Yeah, I was, and I should have, but he said that he wanted to try to work things out, AKA leave in the middle of the night.
So we had Mikhail Baryshnikov.
The heterosexual brilliant ballet dancer.
Yeah, he is
He
phenomenal.
didn't play
He
a
is-
heterosexual ballet dancer. He was an
he
artist.
he is it.
Oh my God. That's Alexander Petrovsky, the artist.
I think he's magnificent.
He is magnificent.
Oh.
And I brought him in because I knew I wanted her to wind up with Mr. Big. And the only thing I ever heard about Mr. Big was he's so cold or he's too old for her.
So let's get someone
Colder
and more
and older.
self-absorbed.
Yeah.
Museum, I have to go.
Is this going to be every day?
Oh, Carrie, I'm under so much pressure. Don't make me feel worse than I do.
I'm not trying to make you feel worse. I said nothing when you left me alone with your wife.
And he was fantastic and
He was.
a great arch enemy.
Yep.
Because the minute he came in, he was selfish, the character.
Yeah, but you gave him a lot of yes and no's too. He went back and forth. You thought maybe, oh well, he's doing this. Oh maybe.
There's that one scene where he invites her to go to Paris, and then she can't make the decision whether to leave, and they're getting ready to go to a party, and he just reads her. And then she left him in Paris, of course.
It's not your fault. It's my fault. I shouldn't have come here.
Guys started on this series. We started.
Let's go. List
Bradley
them.
Cooper.
Bradley Cooper.
Very first guy, let's talk about him for a second, was a 20-something guy that got so drunk with her that they fell down dancing, and then he holds up the magazine when she's on the cover of her Single and Fabulous question mark.
You know what? I gotta go home.
Who is the sexiest man that you can think of that's been on the show, right off the top of your head?
Victor Webster, who had sex with Samantha. He was the Wall Street guy that wanted to get tied up. I think he is just stunning. As far as the episodics, not the regular.
Not the regulars, but the guests, the stunt cocks, we used to call them.
Stunt cocks. Speaking of stunt cock, hello.
Hey, fellas.
Hi.
Hi, what's your name?
I'm Nick.
Hi, Nick. How are you?
Hi. Who's having what?
He's having the bubbly.
What do you think? You think he's having the champagne?
And I'm
I
having
gave
this.
him all the class he has.
Oh my God, he's talking like there's an audience.
There is.
Nick, do you work here?
Oh, today I do, yes.
Yeah, today he does.
Yeah. Nick is
Tip well.
our sexy man of the Sex and the City DVD.
That's right.
You have to have one.
You have to have.
Very talented actor, yes, Nick?
I am.
Yes. Very talented.
Nick,
Quite a Broadway guy.
Broadway, and you're
That's
a
right.
Broadway guy.
Yes. Yes.
Enjoy.
See you later.
Thank
All
you.
right.
Bye-bye.
Whew.
You know,
All
anyway,
right.
we used to call them stunt cocks.
Stunt cocks.
Yeah. Okay, let's talk about some other guys that have been in Carrie's life.
Okay.
We had Timothy Oliphant,
Big star.
big star now. I don't know if it was his first, but certainly sexy. He
But-
played the 20-something guy that she slept with that didn't have any toilet paper.
That's hilarious.
It was funny.
That's very funny.
And we had John Bon Jovi. Do you remember that?
Yeah, he's a beautiful young man. Now, what did he play in?
This episode was about Carrie finally decides to get therapy, and John Bon Jovi's character is the guy in the therapy session right before her, and he asks her out, and it's an episode about playing games,
Was the 7th grade Twister champion.
and they wind up playing Twister on the floor in her apartment and having sex.
So why are you in therapy, seriously?
I'm really fucked up about women. After I sleep with them, I completely lose interest. What about you?
I picked the wrong men.
Now, what about Matthew McConaughey?
Matthew McConaughey, that was hard, because to get him was really hard. It's
Oh, I'm
the
sure.
episode when Carrie goes to LA.
Did he walk around the set with the shirt off constantly?
No, but I'll tell you something. We had to have a movie star to play a movie star who had purchased the rights to her columns.
How do we get your column to translate to the silver screen? And I think I've got the answer. Now, what if we flush out the central relationship?
So we needed a movie star to play a movie star, and we went down everybody from Alec Baldwin through through Warren Beatty actually running up to them and asking them, and finally McConaughey said, I will do it. But McConaughey's really funny in that.
Actually, he had some, commitment issues.
That's bullshit, Gary, and you know it! Kidding. I'm acting. Huh? That's what I do.
That's one of those scenes where it's half Sarah Jessica, half Carrie, because Matthew's improvising his head off.
We are animals. Man, woman. We're made of head, heart, and loins. We're talking about using them.
Well, the girl said that we would talk about the columns today.
And you just see her looking, and it's so good. Everybody's had their moments. They've had embarrassing moments.
Yeah.
Sarah Jessica's had one gigantic laugh out loud, to me, watching her film, comic sex scene, which was Brian Callen, when she had the jackrabbit sex. When I saw them having the jackrabbit sex, which is bang, 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 and he throws her neck out.
This is a sex sprain.
Good for you.
No, it was not good for me.
I want to talk a little bit about a great performance, I think, was by David Duchovny.
Excuse me, can you tell me how to get to chemistry class?
Jeremy, wow.
And he played Carrie's high school sweetheart that she didn't lose her virginity to.
Oh, yeah.
And he came back, and the whole idea was
I
it the
remember
guy?
that. And then he was like insane.
He was mentally ill.
He was in like the
He was in
Valley
a
of the
mental
Dolls
institution.
sanitarium.
In a mental institution.
That's right, a mental institution.
And they're sitting there, and she's convincing herself in this pastoral setting that he's not that crazy.
I started to think maybe the Juno Spear Center should be mandatory for New Yorkers.
And then something happens. An inmate breaks loose.
Feces! Feces! Feces!
And you know who that inmate is?
You!
Me!
It's you!
When I came up with it in the writing room, that the moment of her reality would be a man screaming feces.
Then you knew.
Wait.
But then you knew.
I wasn't dying to be in it, but I couldn't convince anyone in the writing room that it was funny until I did it. And then they started laughing, and then we had feces auditions, and no one could do it.
No one did it like you.
No.
That was the moment she realized, I can't do
that. It's
this.
crazy. Yeah, David Duchovny was fantastic. Also, John Slattery.
John Slattery, one of my favorite actors.
You're not seriously here.
Oh, yes, ma'am. I assure you I am. And I brought along some voter registration forms. I took the liberty of filling out your name. Under occupation, I put heartbreaker.
John Slattery
Handsome,
is
dashing,
always
and so talented.
Known from a lot of movies.
He played the P guy.
He played the perfect politician who put the P in politician.
Oh, yeah.
And she was like, wow, this guy is a Kennedy. And she thought like she had a little Jackie Kennedy moment in her head. And it was a 2-episode arc. And the whole first episode was he puts the shoe on her foot and they ride off. And the next episode is this is going so well. They have sex the first time. And he says, you know what I would really like?
Let you pee on me.
And Slattery was unbelievable. He loved it so much.
Well, he's
fantastic. And it was the beginning of the second season, I think, and it really kicked it into where we were going to go.
This is so typical of men in power. They just love to be dominated and humiliated.
What did you say when he asked you? Well, I told him I'd just gone, but maybe another time.
She had one gay boyfriend.
Yes, that was Oliver.
The character of Oliver.
The character Oliver.
Who's this?
Oh, Oliver Spencer, Stanford Blatch.
That was her gay husband, the gay husband episode, and Stanford got jealous.
Have your beautiful brunch with your beautiful man and then go home to your other beautiful man. Greedy, greedy, greedy.
And you're sort of Charlotte's gay husband.
I am Charlotte's gay husband.
I was so excited about this wedding.
Charlotte's whole thing was she was kind of this beautiful little cream puff living in her own little reality. And I wanted Charlotte to have somebody in her life who didn't walk on eggshells around her.
Where is that sales girl? At these prices, we should be pulling our nose out of our asses.
I think my favorite scene between you two.
I know what you're gonna talk
about. The ugly sexist hot scene.
It's one of my favorite lines ever.
I don't want to date him. He's not very attractive.
Ugly sex is hot.
I love that he's louder than Charlotte. I love that he bosses her around. And I love that there's a relationship there that defies logic.
Because opposites do connect in friendship and in love relationships.
So let's talk about her first husband, really.
Wait. Maybe we should go in there and find you the most beautiful ring that they have.
Alrighty.
Trey, who is the big wedding.
I really liked him a lot. I thought he was sweet.
Kyle
and
MacLachlan,
nice.
of course.
As a fan, not as Anthony. Anthony was like, get rid of him.
Get rid of him because you're better than
You're
that.
better than this.
Not for nothing, but you deserve more than that stick-up-his-ass preppy. That's all I'm saying. Now get in here and have breakfast.
And that's why all these guys are so great. in the series and in the movies because they were always brought in to be a mistake, unless it was someone that we're going to keep around.
Yeah.
They had to be a mistake. All right, so Harry.
I know what you're thinking, okay? Why did I let things get this far without talking about this? Why did I sleep with you? Why did I even kiss you?
Why did you?
Because I couldn't not kiss you, not sleep with you, not see you. Believe me, I never thought a shiksa goddess like you would fall for a putz like me.
Why did Anthony push Charlotte to Harry?
I don't know if he necessarily thought they were going to end up getting married, but he was like, you're free, you're doing nothing, this is a lawyer, he's got money, he's attracted to you. I sense that you might feel he's hot no matter what he looks like.
I don't know what happened. He's my divorce lawyer, and I don't even like him.
So, some of the best sex I've had is with people I can't stand. So I was like, what are you doing? Just do it, who cares? So I pushed her into his arms.
Are all brides like that?
That's nothing. I once had a girl on Long Island give herself a stroke. She pulled it together for the big day, though.
Anthony, I think, from the writing point of view, wanted her to be fulfilled.
Yes,
and
absolutely.
To get rid of that
Oh,
bruise.
you always said you better, work it or it's going to grow over.
All right, Charlotte had a couple of other guys. She had a guy called Mr. Pussy.
Yeah.
He was very talented with his tongue.
Yeah,
and the funny line is,
I'm not dating anyone who's known as Mr. Pussy.
Why not?
Well, maybe I want more than that.
Oh, sweetie, if a man is good at that, there is nothing more.
and then she sort of falls for him, and one of the girls says,
Hang on, honey. You don't fall in love with Mr. Pussy. You enjoy him and then set him free.
he needs to be moved on to the next girl.
Because he has to make
Because
it
he
round.
likes it, that's his thing.
And women need men that like it.
One of the great scenes that I think kicked it in the first season, and just said, this is what the show's going to be, was the up the butt scene for Charlotte.
Oh my, yes.
Right early, and she had a pretty silk blouse on, and
But
the
she
guy
doesn't-
said, I want to have anal sex
She
with you.
doesn't want to do that.
She doesn't.
If I do, then I'll be the up-the-butt girl, and I don't want to be the up-the-butt girl because, I mean, men don't marry the up-the-butt girl. Whoever heard of Mrs. Up-the-Butt?
If I was there in her life at that time, I would have went, just try it.
And that was the joy of beginning to write this crazy sexual romp.
Now, there was another guy that was a kind of a dirty talker, too.
Fucking bitch, you fucking whore! Oh.
The look on her face.
Every
when
time he came,
when
he
she
had
first
these
did it, she was like, what?
expletives.
It was hilarious.
And then he didn't even know he was saying it. It was like he had dirty Tourette's or something.
Yeah.
That's terrible. That's a horrible thing to say. I had no idea.
That was funny stuff. I like that.
She went out with a very nasty movie star. Early in the series, she went out with a guy who spoke really dirty to her. And this story, and I'm not going to say the movie star it's based on, but it's a guy who tells her,
I want you to go to the ladies' room, stick your finger in your pussy, come back, and let me smell it.
and that was based on a Hollywood story that we had heard in the writing room. Speaking of
come
so
bearing
good,
gifts.
just here, so looking, chug it, chug it, chug it, chug it.
Oh, I
Thank you, Nick.
love Dom
Yeah, this round's on
Perignon.
me.
Oh, this
Is
round's
it?
on him.
Really?
What does that mean?
I don't know. It means
Nick,
it
wait a
means it's
minute.
on him.
Do you like Sex in the City?
I love Sex in the City.
I believe you're in the movie.
I am in the movie.
He's at my wedding.
At the wedding, and
Yep.
you're one of the guys. Was that fun?
It was an amazing time.
Who's your favorite, Big or Aiden?
That's a tough call. For
Come
different
on!
reasons.
What?
Big.
Oh, yeah.
Bigger is better.
Bigger's better.
All right.
Oh, which brings me to John Enos, who played Mr. Cocky.
I gotta warn you about something. I'm very well endowed.
Ding, 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 jackpot.
Samantha had a guy who was so big, she couldn't take it
She
in.
couldn't take it.
I auditioned a lot of guys, and the scene was Samantha says, "It's so big, I can't, it's so big." And every guy that came in, and the next line was, "I know," they all went, "I know, I know, I know." Every single guy, John Enos came in and said, "It's so big," and he went, "I know." And I thought, oh, he knows.
Oh, he knows
He's
what
heard
it
it
was.
before.
Yeah.
Can we just be friends?
Mr. Cocky, his name was.
Okay, large one.
Bobby Cannavale, pretty much one of the most famous characters
Well,
because
the look on her face when
Yeah.
she finishes and
Yeah,
swallows
it's
is
funky spunk.
hilarious.
I'm dating a guy with the funkiest tasting spunk.
and she made him drink wheatgrass to change the texture of his spunk. I mean, it has almost my favorite line. She says he has the funkiest tasting spunk, and Carrie says to the waitress,
Can I cancel my rice pudding?
"Thank you." But you know, Bobby Cannavale's hilarious.
You're one of them two blowjob chicks. You put blowjobs in the coming attractions that I'm never gonna see in the actual movie.
And so handsome.
and so comfortable, and she has the big blowjob speech.
You men have no idea what we're dealing with down there. Teeth placement and jaw stress and suction and gag reflex, and all the while bobbing up and down, moaning and trying to breathe through our noses. Easy? Honey, They don't call it a job for nothing.
So from big penis to small penis, Samantha's fallen in love twice. And the first time was this guy, James, and he had a small penis.
God, Samantha, everything is going so great. Me, James, and his tiny penis.
And he was like a perfect guy, except he had
a small penis.
A small penis, so small, in fact, she's still upset the next season. Because it was a finale, she met him and found out he had a small penis. At the beginning of the second season, they're at Yankee Stadium, she breaks a kosher hot dog in half and says,
How would you like to make love to this every night?
that was the closest we ever got to showing full frontal, was a actual hot dog. Richard Wright was the other love of her life.
Why does everybody have to get married and have kids? It's so cliche.
Hey, you're preaching to the converted. I like to sleep around.
I hire this amazing actor, James Remar, who has a
He's
great
a
history in
wonderful actor,
movies
too.
and
Yeah.
television, and he wanted to come on. He was great.
He was great.
We were about to film the big naked scene where
Yeah.
they are naked. They
Yes.
both get naked.
By the
they go
pool,
skinny
right?
dipping
Yeah.
on the pool on a roof
Yep.
with the World Trade Towers in the background.
Yes.
Very magical memory. And I said to James beforehand, you know, it says in here that you have the perfect penis and you're about to drop your pants.
And he said-
And I never asked, and he said, shoot my dick. Hot. And so we did. And Charles McDougall was the director, and he said to me, what are we going to do about it if it's not perfect? What are we going to do? And he drops his pants, and Charles McDougall turns around to me and goes, dickalicious.
That coming out of his mouth.
Yeah,
is
it's
hilarious.
fantastic. And
Yeah.
Richard Wright was a good guy, but of course he had a tragic flaw. He ate somebody else out.
Oh, forget it.
Yeah. And speaking of eating people out,
Yeah.
Miranda met the guy from Weight Watchers.
The donut guy.
I know we can burn this off.
Really?
She went out with an overeater, and he overate her.
No! Yes, I was all over his face. No! Yes!
And Miranda has had some love.
Well-
she's had, of course, the big love.
Yeah, Steve,
Brady.
of course. Well, that relationship is so moving, and I love David Eichenberg as a person, but I also think that character is just the sweetest. And like you said, that first time they slept together, you know, she was like, okay, you can go home now.
Thanks. Bye. Great sex.
His reaction was like, really? But it was so innocent, too, and so sweet, and so taken off guard, and not offended by it.
We brought that character in to actually soften her because she had gotten to a point in the series where she was practically brittle, like she was going to break. And I said, we got to bring a guy in that sort of just thinks that's funny or just isn't bothered by it.
Yeah.
So we brought in somebody working class and somebody who was so easy. And they've had a very beautiful relationship,
yeah.
I think.
I
And,
think so, too.
You know, their split in the first movie was very
Oh, it was so
compelling.
moving.
Miranda, it's still me.
Is it?
That scene on New Year's Eve breaks my heart
Me
every
too.
time I see it.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Kiss.
Great storyline.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. I love it.
And you know, they're both so authentic, David and Cynthia, that's what I think rings through.
Yeah.
And then, of course, she had one really sexy side trip, which was
Blair
Blair.
Underwood.
Welcome to the building.
I have a feeling you had a little something to do with that.
Dr. Robert
And you
Leeds.
know what? Really likable character, too.
Yeah, he had to be.
Sexy, gorgeous. I loved him. And he liked Steve. I mean, they kind of all got
And
along at one
he
point.
threatened Steve,
Yeah,
too,
he did,
just by
too.
being there.
It's Robert.
I'm a doctor.
He's a doctor.
And women stop me all the time and they go, Blair Underwood.
Oh, yeah.
Blair Underwood.
Very sexy. And I thought he was wonderful.
I have a little card here that I have written some sexual terms on it that have appeared through the seasons. And I'm going to say the name of the
Rusty
condition.
Trombone!
It's
Steaming Carl!
It's not pyramid. I'm going to say the name of the event. I'm going to let the audience at home, meaning anyone who's so sweet to have been watching this with us,
Yes.
respond out loud like a party game. And then I'll come back tomorrow and think if he can pick the character that it happened to. Ready? The
To
first
one of the girls you're talking about?
Yeah.
To one
First,
of
I'm
the
going
girls.
to say what it was.
Okay.
And don't say the name yet. Ready?
All right.
Who had a shame fetish and had to shower after sex?
Oh, okay. That was Miranda.
Wait, I want to hold you.
I'll be right back.
Stay here a second.
And who played it? John Benjamin Hickey.
I love John Benjamin Hickey.
You always get up and shower right after we're done. I'm starting to feel like it's me.
Oh, no. Growing up, the nuns told us that sex was a sin, so I just
got into the habit of taking a shower after it.
Okay, who had a three-way? There's 2 girls who have had three-ways in the series. Guess who they are?
Well, Samantha's had a three-way.
She had a three-way with Richard Wright and a girl that she pushed out of bed. And one other person. Whose name have you not guessed the most?
Miranda.
Charlotte. Jesus.
I think she put her hand on my leg.
So, should I ask her to join us?
I would never expect you to have a three-way, although I would encourage it.
Tuckus Lingus. Who was it?
Annette Funicello.
No, and I don't think she's going to be happy about you calling her out on it.
Oh, sorry.
And who do you think in the series had a man that wanted Tuckus Lingus?
I think it was Charlotte.
No, it was Miranda.
He kind of licked my butt.
Be specific. You mean the cheeks or?
It was more localized than that.
Wait a minute. Are we talking Tuckus Lingus?
I'm afraid so.
It was Miranda, Tuckus Lingus, and the Carrie joke was,
How did this happen? How did they get the message that the ass is now on the menu?
okay, premature ejaculator. What character?
Oh.
Go.
It was Samantha.
No, it was not. It was Carrie.
Don't touch it.
I was going to say that,
It was
but
played by Justin Theroux.
I love Justin
He played
Theroux.
Valerie Harper's son.
That's right.
He was a book writer.
I remember-
And he was a
I remember-
premature ejaculator.
I like him.
Well, that's real swell, but it still doesn't get the cream in the cupcake.
Okay, next one.
Impotence.
Impotence. Oh, this is the next one?
That's different
I thought
than
you were
that.
just making...
Impotence. You should know this. If you don't know this, get out. Impotence. Impotence. It's obvious.
Samantha.
No, it's Charlotte. It's Trey.
Charlotte.
Here's the joke.
What?
She lifts her veil up at the wedding and says,
Trey can't get it up. What? We slept together last night and he couldn't get it up. Maybe he jerked off right before you got there and he was just too embarrassed to tell you.
I remember that.
Okay.
I remember that.
dirty word Tourette's.
Well, that was, hold on. That was,
Come on, you.
That was Charlotte.
You fucking whore! Oh.
Do you think I'm a whore?
Oh, please. If you're a whore, what does that make me?
Shoe fetish. Obviously, someone in the series would have someone with a shoe fetish.
It was Carrie.
No, it was Charlotte.
Well, she loves shoes.
Charlotte, and it was James Urbanek.
This is hilarious.
the actor. You're not going to win the big prize.
I don't care.
You are the big prize. And the guy, she let him touch her feet, and he gave her a pair of shoes. And Carrie says to her, Charlotte, what's happening down south of your ankle? What's happening down there? And she goes,
And he just really loves it when people love shoes.
Sweetie, this is New York City. Nobody loves anything that much.
Orthodox Jewish man. This is season 1. It's, I think, the one too far thing we did. Who was it? Who was the one you would never think would?
Samantha.
Charlotte.
Well, I wouldn't think she would either.
Who slept with a woman?
Who slept with a woman? Oh, Samantha.
We're having a relationship. Yes, ladies, I'm a lesbian.
Wait a second. You're in a relationship?
Now, we've really basically discovered everything we can ever discover about the men of Sex and the City. Nick, come on in and say hello, like it's Jackie Gleason show.
Yeah, look!
Nick, take a bow. Our fake waiter, Nick. Nothing fake about him. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
And yeah, you can go. But you always got to get the good ones out. They're in your hands of get out. Right? Good night, Mario.
Good night, thank you.
Thank you very much. It's been our pleasure to bring you many men and to talk about them.
It was
Mario Cantone.
Thank you, Michael.
Thanks
I
so
enjoy
much.
you.
I
Thank
love
you.
you.
I really do love you.
Bye.